Let's break down all the Lions undrafted free agent rookies in this video. It's going to be fun. What's going on, YouTube, and welcome to Detroit Lions Talk with MicroMike. We talk all things Detroit Lions news, rumors, analysis, breakdown, and everything regarding our franchise. In this video, we're going to be talking about and breaking down the undrafted free agent rookies the Lions signed and give you possibly a different perspective. It took some time to actually look at these guys because a lot of these individuals I haven't seen yet, so I want to make sure I want to get it right. Before we get in this video, if you're not a subscriber, smash that subscribe button. Also, hit that like button. Let's get to 250 likes in this video, and it's free to do so, and it helps out. Let's begin. Let's start with running back Rakeem Boyd from Arkansas. He started at Texas A&M when he transferred to Northeastern Oklahoma in his junior college. He went on to become one of the top JUCO rushers in the country. Prior to signing with the Razorbacks, Boyd is a short step but competitive runner, and he plays the game at his own pace. He explodes through the holes and given a clear alleyway, but he also exhibits plenty of patience prior to doing so. A patient and accurate runner with seeing the holes, he always concepts to play out prior to attacking the vacant areas. In 2019, Boyd was all used over the field, primarily as a slot option, split out wide, and even on jet sweeps for incoming motions. In 2020, he had a lot of creativity. He wasn't seen a threat in the passing game. He's a hands catcher, and he can survive in certain routes. Let's go ahead and go to Dedrick Mills. He's a running back from Nebraska. He played in 6 of Nebraska's 8 games with 5 starts. Mills recorded 84 carries for 396 yards with 3 touchdowns, finishing second with team in yards. He also made 12 catches for 85 yards. According to PFF, Mills ranked 271, highest ranked running back, overall grade of 70.1, 78.1 pass blocking, and 63.2 run blocking. Mills was a 3-star recruit with a scholarship offers from multiple SEC schools after starting every game in high school. He eventually chose Georgia Tech, filling those roles as a B-back. He's a big and powerful back, a thumper up the middle. Can be definitely used on short yardage games if the Lions so choose to use so. The Lions also signed Jonathan Adams, wide receiver from Arkansas State. He exploded during his senior season with Red Wolves, logging up 1,100 yards in 10 games and showcasing some high-level ball skills in the process. Adams Jr. is a physical menace in the catch point who bullies defenders in coverage and plays with the kind of attitude and confidence that you would expect to find in stereotypical possession receivers. Adams Jr. wins vertical threat as well, showcasing back shoulder prowess and high ability to allow him to pluck the football out of vicinity of defenders and create explosive plays down the field. This is an overly polished route runner, and as a result, he's going to require some patience if he is to make it on the Lions roster, but he's got some leaping ability and ball skills, a valuable asset down the road. Now, the next prospect the Lions signed, he signed reportedly a $100,000 guaranteed contract, and that's Javon McKinley, the wide receiver out of Notre Dame. McKinley enjoyed a career year of posting 42 receptions, 707 yards. As a vertical target, the Irish offense served as a nice foil in McKinley's vertical skills. He successfully stacked defenders in hand-fighting physicality and showed effective over-the-shoulder tracking skills and helped consistently pick up chunk games as a pass catcher. The Irish did sprinkle some alternate usage such as now screens and trips to give him big run after the catch opportunities. McKinley is kind of a slow burn, long strider, and appeal in pass catching comes down the field, not in creating for himself at football. The issue here is medicals is a concern for him. One of my favorite undrafted rookies here is Sage Sarat. He produced a high-shattering school career. A football basketball player will also be a named valedictorian of his class. He is committed to Harvard before changing his mind to focus on football and committed to Wake Forest. Sarat believed Wake's business program was superior to Harvard, so he loved the idea of going to a football program in a Power 5 conference. Sarat flashed in 2018 before breaking out 65 catches, 1,006 yards, and 11 touchdowns in 9 games in 2019, but a shoulder injury forced him to miss the final 4 games of the season, and then he opted out in 2020. Sarat is a physical receiver with terrific ball skills. He excels at winning contested situations by creating leverage, positioning his frame, and allowing his size and ball skills to take over. When I look at these undrafted rookies, I see some quite quality information, some things that sticks out here. Rakeem Boyd, he definitely has potential to be an individual the Lions could go after, and he could make the team at the 4th running back. It will be awesome to see the fight between Rakeem Boyd, Kerryon Johnson, and Jefferson, the running back that we drafted in the 7th round of the 2021 NFL Draft. Also, just looking at Javon McKinley, the contract that he got, to me it suggests he does have a chance to make this roster, potentially fight out for one of these wide receiver spots. A lot of young, talented, quality offensive weapons so far from the Lions picking up in free agency as well as this draft. Sage Sarat, I'm rooting for him to make the team. He's an individual I had in one of my mock drafts. We'll see how he does in camp. Smash that like button, folks. You want to smash that like button. Why? Because we're going against the legacy media, and they don't like us. And we know here in Detroit, it's Detroit versus everybody. Let's get this video out and compete against the legacy media. Let's go ahead and go to the rest of the offense picked up for undrafted rookies, and we're going to start with Brock Wright, the tight end. Wright played in 48 games for Notre Dame over his 4 years, and he made 11 starts. The Texas native made an impact and felt the blocking was special during his time at South Bend, as he recorded 7 career catches for 78 yards and 1 touchdown. Wright was ranked a consensus top 100 pick, but he chose Notre Dame over Alabama and Baylor, LSU, Oklahoma, Texas, and Texas A&M. He will have a chance to compete for that 3rd tight end position against Hunter Bryant. Lions also cite in tight end Jake Huseman, a former 4-star prospect from Cincinnati. Huseman caught just 3 passes, 26 yards, and 1 touchdown in 30 career games with the Buckeyes. He was primarily used as special teams and a blocker on 3rd-string tight end behind Jeremy Ruckert and Luke Farrell. Heisman will have a chance to compete for one of the tight end spots for the Detroit Lions, but will primarily be used as a blocking tight end and or make it on special teams. Lions wanted to pick up a guard as well, undrafted free agent. Can Tommy Kramer make this team? He projects to be a scheme specific. He has a dense frame, he's functional strength, powerful at the point of attack, and are all positive assets will make him a valuable option in the Detroit Lions offense, potentially fighting for a backup spot. If Kramer has strong play around him, such as Frank Ragnow and Penei Sewell, there's little reason to think that he couldn't latch on to and hold the job for a sustained period. Kramer is a 4-year starter in 2019. He was cut short due to his injury, and he rebounded well, and he back as a fixture at the right guard for the Irish offense that made him all the way to college football playoff and backs their physical offense front. The Lions wanted to sign a backup center here as well, Mr. Drake Jackson. Jackson has needed hand leverage, short aerial mobility, football savvy to excel in the heart of an NFL line, although his playing experience will leave questions about how well suited he would start immediately, such as a more pass-happy team if the Lions decide to actually go that route, and I don't think they will. But Jackson has served as an anchor for the Wildcats' offensive line for 4 seasons, and the end result is a really well-rounded center prospect who can handle one-on-one reps against a nose combo block, climb, and efficiently against shaded interior defenders. Jackson has the needed nimble feet to win space, and the biggest question for him will be, can he be a scheme defender for the Lions? When it comes to these prospects, I think Brock Wright may have a potential chance to latch onto this offense here. Again, looking at the tight end position, that'd be battling with Hunter Bryant, seeing what they got going there. Tommy Kramer has a potential, in my opinion, to make this roster. He's going to be battling the likes of Bo Benshaw. Can he beat him out? He may have a higher ceiling there. And do they actually want to get another center? We already have a good one in Frank Ragnow and a decent backup. That'll be interesting to see if he can make it. I think it's going to be a long shot, though. Let's go ahead and jump to the Lions' defensive side undrafted free agents, and we're going to start with Devontae Beckett. He's a lock for a long shot to make this team. For one, the size and weight will likely mean a start on special teams or being a practice squad. If the Lions do decide to keep him, they should simply take a flyer. He does have a nose for football, and he's very aggressive when making tackles, which means his football IQ isn't terribly low. Additionally, he has matured well since off-the-field transgressions that eventually led him to leave his home state for a far less known program. Furthermore, Marshall Beckett was a reliable tackler that the Lions could take a chance on him and potentially making the roster. The Lions also signed defensive back D'Angelo Amos. Defensively, Amos turned in 44 tackles to go with 3.5 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 2 interceptions, 3 breakups. Amos tailed 5 more tackles in 4 games. Amos is a long shot to make the team because right now the Detroit Lions secondary is fairly young, and you're going to see that an individual at the very end there has a little bit better of a shot. Lions also signed Jerry Jacobs, the cornerback from Arkansas. Originally starting his career at Arkansas State, Jacobs transferred to Arkansas after suffering a torn ACL, playing in 4 games during his final season with the Red Wolves. He also played in 5 games with the Razorbacks. Jacobs is an active defender and isn't afraid to challenge targets at the line of scrimmage. His ability to play in a mixture of zone man is also an asset for the game because his previous stops that he hasn't experienced. He's a developmental outside corner that'll need some time to spend significant on the practice squad and outside league while developing. I think he does have a chance to make the practice squad. I think he has a higher upside than maybe a D'Angelo Amos. We'll see how this one goes forward. Lions signed cornerback A.J. Parker from Kansas City State, and he received a $35,000 guaranteed contract. He played in 9 of K-State's 10 games this fall, totaling 39 tackles, 3.5 for loss, to go along with an interception, 4 pass breakups. The interception came in the team's win TCU in October, which he returned 37 yards for a touchdown. Days later, he's earned a Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week and Jim Thorpe Award Player of the Week following pick 6 against the Horned Frogs. Parker also blocked a punt in K-State's come-from-behind win at the number 3 Oklahoma in September. Parker finishes his college career having appeared in 40 games, totaling 144 tackles, 8.5 for loss, 6 interceptions, 24 pass defense, as well as 2 punt blocks, along with 1 against the Sooners this last season. He also had a block versus Texas in 2018. His best game as a Wildcat in terms of tackles came in a loss at Baylor 2018, where he notched a 9. Parker has a decent shot to make this team. Now, I'm looking for what is going to happen against him and other defenders. Can he beat out, say, the likes of Mike Ford to make this football team? He's aggressive, turnover machine, and makes plays. I cannot wait to see the competition here if he can actually compete. Same with Jerry Jacobs. I think he does have a good shot to make the practice squad, a good developmental player, and if there's some sort of injury down the road, he can be brought up into the roster. Tavante Beckett, the linebacker, we'll see what he can do there. I'm more of a special teams guy, more of a long shot to get in there, but given the contract that AJ got, I think he does have a decent shot to get. But overall, I think this is a very good class. Interesting to see how this stuff plays out. Can't wait for training camp if it occurs going forward this upcoming season. If it's open, I will be there to evaluate that talent. But on the upcoming videos, we got the One Pride podcast on my channel at 6:30 p.m. EST on Thursday, live mailbag segment. Make sure you're there so you don't miss out. It's absolutely fun.